Story 1. I spend most of my day doom scrolling and pad my hours because my work does not take as long as people think it should. Yet, my supervisor and team love me and always compliment me on how hardworking I am. Story 2. It is not a secret, but it is deliberately ignored and hushed by almost everyone all the time. 1 in every 3 to 4 girls and 1 in every 5 to 7 boys is sexually assaulted before they turn 18 years old. The vast majority of cases are perpetrated by family members, siblings, cousins, uncles, aunts, and parents. That means 5 girls and 3 boys from every classroom of 30. People are willing to talk about abuses by clergy, coaches, and teachers, and to express justified anger over Epstein and Maxwell. However, society collectively ignores 95% of the problem, often protecting perpetrators within their own families. Intentionally or not, children protect adults for many years. Millions of Americans, both male and female, endure family dinners year after year while sitting at the same table as those who violated them. Mothers and other family members are often complicit, choosing to maintain the family unit and its financial stability over the psychological, emotional, and physical well-being of the abused. Story 3. The number of people hiding an addiction, whatever that means to them, drugs, alcohol, food, gambling, pornography, sex, watching or following sports, even so-called healthy activities like exercise or meditation, is significant. I am beginning to believe that our brain's reward system has been so hijacked by the modern world that we do not even realize it. Over time, we feel diminished or powerless as we focus on our specific addiction. Story 4. I don't actually know what I am doing at work. I have no qualifications or previous work experience in the field. I just wing it every day and seem to get results. Because many of you are asking what my job is, I will tell you. I am currently the operations manager at the largest sawmill in the area. The only job I had before this was washing dishes at a care home. I did not lie on my resume. I guess they just liked me. Story 5. I secretly run a wildly popular subscription-based content platform account where I narrate bedtime stories in different accents. Story 6. A majority of my childhood was spent in motels. Whenever I told my friends they could not hang out because my place was small, I never said the real reason why. I felt ashamed. Story 7. I never turned in my 4th grade writing assignment. I just stuffed it in my desk incomplete and ignored it. The teacher never said anything. I am 38 and I think about that way too much. Story 8. I was addicted to methamphetamine for almost 4 years, and no one knew. I overcame the addiction with my girlfriend, whom I have been with for almost 10 years, by ourselves. Story 9. I can mask very well. My house is an absolute mess. Takeout stacked, pee on the floor, dirty laundry. I never cook. I am so depressed. All I want to do is lie in bed. Life feels like it is crumbling, but as soon as I step outside, I can pretend I am fine. Story 10. Some elected presidents and world leaders were actually gay, and their spouses and children were presented for public image. Story 11. Not really a secret, but your life will be so much better if you quit worrying about what other people think about you. Story 12. Though it has been public knowledge for nearly 10 years, people are still shocked when I tell them that every single bit of data, every phone call, and every electronic communication that enters North America or Europe is captured by United States and European Union intelligence agencies. This practice predates the internet, going all the way back to the advent of long-distance calling in the United States. This system is called the Echelon Surveillance Network and was confirmed to exist by Edward Snowden. Story 13. The amount of information that the United States government tracks and keeps about us indefinitely. Since this topic has high visibility and people have differing opinions, please refer to the Wikipedia article titled Utah Data Center for more information. Story 14. The number of male coworkers my female coworker had relations with while married and having a child is alarming. Her husband knew about one of them and still tried to mend the relationship because he loves her very much. She had an emotional affair in the past, or so he thought, but she was involved with others. Again, and they mended the relationship once more. I know of at least 6 men she had sexual relations with multiple times, not including me. She told me they had separated, but the divorce is not official yet. Many of these encounters happened within the office, in places like conference rooms and the basement parking lot. This woman would engage in sexual acts with a man in the parking lot, then pick up her daughter from nursery, drive her home to her husband, have lunch together as a family, and later return to the office to be with another man before leaving in the afternoon. If her husband knew all of this, I genuinely fear for both of their well-being. Story 15. The last puppy I brought home, I told my family it was just left by the dumpster at Walmart, but really, someone was giving it away and pressured me to take it. Story 16. The sexual desires of the people around you vary widely. Some men have a foot fetish or want to be dominated. Some women regularly watch consensual non-consent content on adult websites. Some straight married men watch gay pornography. Some straight women fantasize about their stepfather. Everyone has their own unique preferences. Story 17. During World War II, the Soviet Union trained dogs to run under enemy tanks with explosives strapped to their backs. After the war, the Soviet Union claimed to have eliminated over 300 German tanks using this method, but there is no way to confirm that number. Story 18. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a front for a $100 billion hedge fund specialized in real estate. They use fear tactics to force their members to donate 10% of their income and funnel that donation through shell companies to grow the fund. They were recently fined $5 million by the Securities and Exchange Commission for this. Edit. The initial number was incorrect. Actual figures above $100 billion are speculative due to lack of transparency. Story 19. I love my cat more than anyone else. She always greets me and is happy when I get home from work, especially when I have a bad day. Story 20. I get all my work done in about 6 hours per week, within a maximum of 3 days at the office. A day consists of being there to handle tasks that require physical presence, and then I leave when the mission time ends. I spend the rest of the time on my money-making side hobbies or catching up on movies, reading, and home renovation projects. I am authorized 2 home office days per week, always Thursday and Friday. As long as I respond promptly to emails and tasks, nobody cares. I have had 4-day weekends for years, on salary with full benefits, working entirely alone in person. If I lacked integrity, I could take advantage of this since my nearest coworker is literally 1,200 miles away. But I appreciate how good I have it and do not abuse it. Nobody else in my program has a similar setup, though we were all given opportunities to negotiate aspects of our contracts. I guess the others chose not to. I figured it does no harm to ask, and I got what I wanted with minimal effort. Basically, I said, you can pay me to be there 40 hours unhappy, or allow me to come and go as a trusted adult and see how well I produce and how happy I stay. My supervisor asked me not to share my office arrangement with anyone else in the program. My annual salary under this arrangement works out to roughly $104 per hour. I have not experienced significant work stress in over 9 years, and the company that pays us values my work, frequently rewarding me with bonuses. I know how fortunate I am to be in this situation. If this arrangement became known within the program, others would be shocked, then jealous, then angry. Story 21. I used to work in politics as an assistant, and between ourselves we talk. We talk about who sexually assaulted us, when, and how. We will never come out with this information because these are very dangerous people, given the nature of the field. However, there are many politicians who should count their blessings that we are scared. I have heard names whispered in confidence that would destroy people if spoken out loud. Story 22. My painkiller addiction became an open secret within my family. They all recognize that I take them, but I maintain a lifestyle and income that they depend on. It used to be a problem when I was finding my way there, but now that I am here, I have even had my sister pick some up for me on the assumption that I would want them. Story 23. After 4 years of quitting smoking and promising everyone close to me that I would never do it again, I have been back at it for more than a year. Edit. I did not expect this to unexpectedly gain attention. So thank you very much for your replies, relatable stories, and advice. Story 24. I was able to walk across the stage at graduation, and then the university sent me an email to my personal email the day before, telling me I was missing credits. This was in 2013. I have not fixed it because I am still so mortified that they did that to me. Story 25. After my hemorrhagic stroke, I was moved into a nursing home for 4 years. For 3 of those years, I pretended to have incontinence. My stroke did not cause incontinence, but when I first arrived at the nursing home, I was bedbound and using my call light to get help to the bathroom took hours. Instead of asking for help to go to the bathroom, I asked to be changed. Once I was no longer bedbound, I still found it difficult to get help transferring to the toilet in time. So I decided to stop stressing about it and just urinated in the incontinence briefs the facility provided. The facility's priority was to change residents rather than assist with toileting. By Christmas 2022, I was feeling very guilty and ashamed about my situation. I started researching ways for people to regain bladder control after a stroke and told the certified nursing assistants that I was working on my Kegel exercises to strengthen my pelvic floor muscles and would try to get help transferring to the bathroom. I began trying this on weekends, saying it was easier to stay in my room because meals and activities during the week sometimes made it hard to get back in time. I was lying but trying to play a part. After regularly using the bathroom on weekends, I still felt ashamed about the waste I was contributing. I worried that if my mother came during the week for a care plan meeting and found out I had been lying, the nursing assistants would be upset. So on a Monday in early May, with a new nursing assistant, I decided to use the bathroom regularly like I should have been all along. 1 week became 2, then a month and several months. Regularly transferring to the bathroom made me feel more confident. One day, when I really needed to urinate and my nursing assistant was busy with another resident, I realized I could stand, balance myself enough to pull down my pants, and get on the toilet by myself. I did that, then used my call light to get help pulling my pants up and transferring back to my wheelchair. I have been doing it this way ever since. I moved out of the nursing home last month into a small wheelchair-accessible house staffed with direct support personnel. I was nervous about transferring in my new bathroom, but the experience I gained transferring independently in the nursing home gave me the confidence and strength to figure it out myself. Except I still need help pulling up my pants. I'm sure some people probably suspected I was not truly incontinent, but they never said anything. I don't think I'll ever tell my mother the truth because she would probably be angry and distant or give me the silent treatment. Honestly, she had unrealistic expectations about the quality of care I would receive in the nursing home. She thought I should have received help right away, even though I kept telling her that each certified nursing assistant had more than 16 residents and many responsibilities, and they could not get to me promptly. At first, it could take over 3 hours just to get me out of bed or changed for the day. Story 26. I tried to kill myself and was very close to being successful. I hide it pretty well, but honestly, every day feels like I am crawling through mud. Check up on your loved ones. Everyone. Story 27. I am almost 40, but I still suffer from the mental damage caused by my parents' divorce when I was 15. My parents think I have my life under control, and after such a long time, it would be a massive shock to them how much I still suffer sometimes. They did not care much for me right after the divorce, but at some point, I feel the statute of limitations for that has run out, so it would be strange if I ever brought it up or let it show. They also had their own mental health challenges, including alcoholism and suicidal thoughts, which they were finally able to overcome. I am afraid it would take them back to a dark place if they ever noticed how I am feeling. Story 28. I know one of the biggest evangelical pastors in the Netherlands is secretly gay. If I ever need cash, blackmail would be too easy. I am just not that kind of person. Story 29. Boris Johnson's ex-wife had a consensual encounter with the editor of the Evening Standard on the platform of Liverpool Station while Boris was Prime Minister. She and the editor agreed to report the incident as a sexual assault, which prevented the extensive CCTV footage of the encounter from being released. Story 30. I'm pretty sure that Bill and Hillary Clinton have been open and polyamorous since they started dating, and it was easier for people to handle infidelity than the president and first lady openly being intimate. It would be nice to have confirmation, but I don't think it would be as surprising to hear now compared to then. Story 31. I wasted my first year of university and failed half of my classes because my parents forced me to be there, but I did not want to be. Story 32. Over the past 8 months, my wife and I have made multiple police reports about a child online whom our son decided was a threat and cut contact with. After this, The child targeted not only our son's social media but ours as well, accusing him of swatting us or our son. The situation escalated to the point where this child called in threats to the school and made anonymous reports, forcing us to dispel the claims and file additional reports. 2 weeks ago, the police raided our house with a large force and arrested our son on serious charges. It has been almost 3 weeks, and the state refuses to release discovery, stating they are still investigating, although they have eliminated anything mentioned in previous reports as a possibility. Support law enforcement until it affects you. Story 33. The protection services of powerful people are prepared for snipers, gunmen, poisons, or bombs, but never for a missile or a drone carrying skin contact poison or nerve agents. Story 34. Not much of a secret, but the extreme level of corruption within the Central Intelligence Agency and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The situation is so disturbingly evil that people think you are irrational if you start discussing it without providing proof. The Central Intelligence Agency acknowledges on their official government website programs such as Project MKUltra and Operation Midnight Climax. Operation Midnight Climax involved one-way mirrors at illegal brothels where individuals were unknowingly given high doses of lysergic acid diethylamide and then monitored while engaging with sex workers as they experienced sudden psychotic episodes. These activities were documented through photography and video recordings, with the assumption that the individuals would not come forward due to the illegal nature of prostitution. This is a disturbing misuse of taxpayer dollars. Story 35. Wow, a lot of people are commenting. I'd like to share a story from one of my siblings who was in high school at the time. There was a school called 19. One day, a student in a chemistry class accidentally drank a chemical from a glass, mistaking it for water. Tragically, she died alone with her mouth filled with white fumes. What makes this even more disturbing is that no one knew she had died in the classroom. Only the teachers and staff were aware. My sibling's mom used to work there and told her about it. I've heard that the school paid a large sum to the girl's parents to keep quiet about the incident, though that's just a guess. Story 36. All the conspiracy theories about how they are keeping track of you and gathering data about you are incorrect. You are not that important as an individual. Nobody cares about you personally. It is the aggregate that matters. We are statistics, not individuals, except to our small circle of close people. Story 37. I hate existing. I just wear a happy mask, but I am not genuinely happy. I wish assisted suicide were legal in the United States and that my family understood that I have no enjoyment in my life. I was discharged from an inpatient facility a little over a week ago and found out I am on the autism spectrum. While I am on medication now and aware that it takes time, the only thing I am really holding on for is my family. My mom would probably follow me, so I am stuck living as if I am starting to get better. It is honestly exhausting. Story 38. The stock market is filled with fake shares from hedge fund operators that engage in illegal naked short selling. The authorities are aware of this but do not know exactly how to address it. Story 39. When I was still inexperienced, I went to a punk concert in London on vacation. I ended up talking to the girls in the band, got along with them, and went to a club together. It turned out to be a staircase in an industrial complex leading down to a dominatrix dungeon party. I had the time of my life stepping on men who were begging for it. Some were actually very attractive. My friends would never guess that. I even let one of the men pay me £300 to let April, a feminine male submissive who works there as a stripper, give me a lap dance in the back rooms on a suspicious leather couch. Nowadays, I am still looking for a cute submissive or switch male. That experience really brought out the beast in me. Story 40. I am a married heterosexual man. My wife is the only one who knows that I am bisexual. She is supportive as well. Story 41. Americans do not actually have a say in how the United States operates or functions. They live to enrich their leaders. Story 42. He would not let me leave. I begged. I cried. I tried to offer concessions. I tried to make him hate me. I withdrew completely. I did everything I could think of to get out safely. He was lying to everyone else, and I did not know because I started staying home constantly to keep my distance. He is a monster, and they are all believing his lies. He destroyed my life and they all helped him. Story 43. The number of pedophiles around us and on the internet is truly shocking. Post a picture as a clearly underage minor and observe the number of direct messages you receive within minutes from men over their 30s. You will get messages like, "What color are your underwear?" or similarly inappropriate messages in large quantities. Story 44. The secret I carry is that I kept my mother from being with her brother when he died. He was being prepared for life flight from his small-town hospital to a world-class medical facility. The doctors found that he had a weak heart all his life, with a bad valve and an enlarged heart. It was close to noon, and I was with my mother in the emergency room. I noticed that his heart monitor did not look good at all. I looked at the doctor, then back at the monitor. The doctor saw what I saw and nodded. I told my mother, "Hey, it will be an hour until they transport him. Let's get some Mexican food for lunch before our long drive." On the way out, I mouthed to my uncle, "It's all right." I saw him slump down after that. I got my mother out of there before the chaos of a crash cart descended upon him. To me, it was better to get her out instead of watching the chaos that was about to erupt trying to save the life of her doomed brother. 25 years later, I hope that I did the right thing. Story 45. There are not nearly as many narcissists as some would like to think. Do they exist? Absolutely. But everyone seems to have dated a narcissist at one point, and as someone who works in the behavioral health field, this is frustrating. I often dismiss most people's claims when they say they dealt with a narcissist, not with clients, but with people online who constantly talk about them. You probably did not date a narcissist. They are rare in reality. You probably just dated someone with whom you were not compatible. They are allowed to want different things in life just as you are. That does not make them more selfish than you. Just move on. If you feel the need to label someone with a serious personality disorder to feel better about your situation, that is harmful. When everyone claims they have dated a narcissist, it silences those who have actually dealt with genuine narcissists. Story 46. Creating massive division among people through politics and race is a deliberate ploy to divert attention from the real issue, which is the rich versus the middle and lower classes. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.